Hi, I'm Carol, and if you're watching this video, I guess that you're over 50 and you've lost your job and you're wondering, what the hell do I do now? Well, this video is the raw experience of myself going through exactly the same thing when very unexpectedly I lost my job. This video is not about the practical things about finding a job, about searching for a job online, registering with an agency, reskilling, putting up Google alerts, networking. This video is about the mental and emotional anguish that you go through personally when you lose your job over 50. I'm hoping by sharing my experience, you will learn some tips and tricks to get yourself back on track. You are not alone. Feelings of anger, despair, anxiety, depression, these are all perfectly normal emotions to be experiencing. I'm hoping by sharing my experience and all the techniques that I've used to get back on my feet, this will help you. Unfortunately, I have met several people over 50 that once they lost their job, they gave up. They didn't enter the workforce again, or they never recovered mentally and emotionally. So I'm hoping by sharing a few things, this will help you on your journey to get through it. We'll go through it together. My major advice to you is do not let this experience define who you are and what your life is going to be moving forwards. Step into your personal power, baby steps to start with, and build a new life. Hi, I'm Carol, and last night at 5 o'clock I was told the news that I no longer had a position, which was a major shock to me. I'm over 50, I'm over 60, and so now I'm working through the trauma of finding myself without a job at this time of life. Now, the first thing I did as a strategy was to phone up my friends, and so I made about 8 phone calls last night, just talking to people who care about me and support me and believe in me and my abilities. So that sort of got me started. I didn't have any success sleeping much last night. I was pretty stressed out, so I didn't get much sleep. Today I'm feeling very flat, very lost, wondering, what the hell to do from here. Just being kind to myself, putting on some nice perfume, going and having a cup of tea with a friend, and then just working through this difficult time. Well, this is day 3. You can see from that I'm already feeling a lot better. I was looking pretty ordinary on day 1, looking wiped out in my casual gear, looking really exhausted, really out of it. Now it's day 3, so I can tell you what's been happening. So in day 2, in day 2, I again spend a lot of time talking to people and just talking it, and what you call debriefing or processing and talking about it, and even later on day 1, talking to my work colleagues, and some of my work colleagues reached out to me as well when they had heard what had happened. So having the support of the people I actually worked with and believed in me has really helped. Having the support of all my friends. Yesterday I went out for coffee with a friend, caught up with some other friends, and getting some of their feedback and advice, them saying you've got to be kind to yourself. You got to look after yourself, give yourself some space, because this is one of the most stressful things that can ever happen to you in life, like divorce, like suffering the loss of a loved one. So you're going to go through a process of grieving and anger and all that, so allowing that to come through. So I'm sort of prepared for that. I know it's going to be a roller coaster ride, but I'm sure I'm going to come out the other end. Now, talking to people, and I've talked to so many people now. It's amazing how many of them actually open up and say this to you, that they have been through the same thing. So it happens to a lot of people for no good reason at all. It's just circumstance and the universe telling you you need to be somewhere else. So it might be one of the people I spoke to that I'd worked with said that when it happened to him the last time, he went out and started his own business. He said it was very tough for the first month or so and very upsetting, but it was a catalyst, and now he's very, very happy in his own business. So you'd be amazed when you start talking to people how many people this actually happened to. So you're not alone. Now you might be freaking out because you're over 50, right? And I'm over 60, and maybe you've got financial concerns, what the hell do I do now? And you're constantly rehashing, all the things in your head. So what I've been doing is, when that's been happening, I've been trying to focus on what I want in the future. And you might not know what you want in the future. I have a fair idea. But allowing yourself that space and to relax, and it will come to you what you need. And by talking to all these people and letting you know that you're now available for any work, and getting all the support of the people around you that care, and old work connections, and the people you've just left the work situation, all of them, they'll help you out. They'll keep you in mind if anything comes up and let you know. So trusting that something is going to come along is not easy. Trying to get out of that angry phase, it's not easy. The other thing I did is, yesterday I went to the gym. Now I know that exercise is great for stress, it's great for anxiety, it's great for getting rid of anger, and I felt a lot better afterwards. So if you can get out and go for a walk, even if it's only half an hour to the coffee shop, just get out and get that blood flowing, the oxygen to your brain, and you might have a flash of inspiration of where you're going to go to next. And today I went for a walk on the beach, because I found that for me, being in nature is something that makes me feel better. Just being out in the fresh air, looking at the beautiful blue water or the bush or the whatever. So that, if that works for you, or maybe you should try that if you normally walk in nature, just get out in nature, and again, you'll be surprised of what's going to happen. Every time a thought, popped an angry thought, I kept thinking about something else, but also putting on music and listening to things at the same time. So keeping busy, talking to people, starting to exercise, and do the things that I love to do. So you can see I've put some makeup on, I put perfume on, looking good, you feel better. And I'm going out tonight dancing, because dancing is one of the things I love to do. And I know with the music and the dancing, I will feel better. So hang in there, do what you love to do, talk to lots of people that you know, and be kind to yourself. Okay, stay tuned. We'll work through this together. Today I've got to make some makeup on, I'm looking a bit more dressed up, and I feel a lot better. It's day 3. Now, since I spoke to you on day 1, I've been speaking to more friends, speaking to work colleagues, the work colleagues that I was working with, getting tremendous amount of support, and I'd highly recommend doing that, because you'll be amazed at the support you get. And because they didn't know it had happened, quite a few of them had reached out to me already to offer their help and support and guidance, and real upset about losing me from the workplace. Also speaking to people, I found out there's quite a few people that will tell you that it's happened to them. So you might think it's unusual, but it's more common than you think. So one of the colleagues I spoke to, he said it had happened to him twice, and the last time he went out and started his own business. So you might be panicking. If you're over 50, over 60 like me, you might be thinking, how the hell am I going to get a job at my age? What am I going to do now? Well, take the pressure off yourself, and I had lots of friends telling me that. Take the pressure off yourself, relax, have some space. Let's have some space to just let things flow. And it's going to be a process because it is a very stressful situation. It's right up there with divorce, with losing a loved one. It's one of the most stressful things you can go through. So you just have to ride the waves. So I've been going through the waves, getting angry, and some of the strategy I've been using, number one was talking to friends and colleagues. That was great. And even just talking to colleagues and people that you work with, work associates, a lot of them will say, I'll definitely keep an eye open for you, anything comes up. So letting people know that you're available and getting them on their radar to look out for something on your behalf. Now, the other thing I did yesterday is I went to the gym because I know that exercise helps with depression, it helps with anxiety, it helps with stress, it helps with anger, so you can really get it out there. And so I went to the gym and I felt a lot better. I mean, that may not be your thing, going for the gym, but any form of exercise is going to help. It might just be a walk down to the local cafe. And today I went for a walk on the beach. And one of the things that's worked for me and works for a lot of people is being in nature, going to the bush, to the river, to the beach, going for a lovely walk in nature. If it's not something you like doing or do regularly, maybe give it a shot, because you might be amazed at what sort of inspiration that you're going to get. Because the universe, and this is the feedback I was getting from friends as well, the universe is telling you it's time to do something different. And they keep telling me other things will come to you, things will pop up, it'll be unexpected. And one of them even said to me, that had it happened to 7 times, so that's 7 times is a lot, that everything was better where they went after that. So the next thing was always better than the one before. So trying to believe that something is good is going to come your way and it's all going to fall in place is not easy. So trying to breathe, and then you got all the angry thoughts spinning around, and it's just going to be a process. Talking to lots of friends is going to help, exercising is going to help, getting into nature is going to help, and being kind to yourself is going to help, and allowing yourself to breathe. Take some time out before you jump in and push and start searching for something else and trying to work out what you're doing. Now, what's been happening with me is every now and then, especially if I'm on my own or in a quiet time doing some housework or something, I get those angry thoughts in there, and you start rehashing the thing, how unfair it is, etc., etc. And that's normal. And I know that, and I go, I really don't want to think about that. Thank you very much for letting me know, but I don't want to give power to that situation. I don't want to hand over my personal power to that negative, stressful situation. And I try and focus on what I'm going to do next. I try and look forward to doing some things I like to do. And I've got a good idea of what I want to do next, but you may not. You may have no idea what you're going to do. So just talking to friends, getting their feedback, their suggestions. Some of them might know you better than you know yourself. They might have some suggestions of what you should do moving forward. You might think, I don't want a job like that again. I want a job with less stress. I want to be work with these kinds of people, and just putting some parameters around what you'd like to do next. So tonight I'm all dressed up because I'm going dancing, because walking in nature and dancing will make me feel better. So I'm going to go out dancing, talk to people, listen to the music. The music will lift my spirits, and I'm going to try and trust, like everybody, that it's all going to work out and things are going to crystallize and they're going to come together. Hi, this is Carol and I'm putting on a cheerful face today. It is the morning of day 6, so you haven't heard from me for a couple of days. As you would have noticed from the previous video, that sort of ran out a bit abruptly because the battery ran out on the camera. Now my brain's a bit foggy and that's normal for someone undergoing this level of trauma. So I've struggled the last few days. I've had some ups and downs. I went out dancing, as I said on the last video. I found though that I couldn't stay for very long because I was feeling very tired physically, mentally and emotionally. So I did go home early, but I did get out and enjoy myself for about 3 hours for the dancing. Now since then, every day I've tried to go for a walk or go for the gym. I found that when you go for a walk, that your mind just starts spinning and stewing and getting into this big loop. So what I've done is number 1 is ring people while I'm walking, and number 2 is put on some nice upbeat music. And I have found in stressful times previous in my life, picking actually a particular theme song that you play over and over and over again that might be applicable. For example, when I got divorced, I picked the song Moving On Up, Moving On Out. So there might be a song that you can pick if you find is your song and really expresses some of the emotion. So music or talking to someone while you're walking in the fresh air, I found that really, really helpful. Speaking to more ex-work colleagues, which they have been so tremendously supportive, which has been fabulous. I've also tried writing down every day what I'm going to do for the day. So even if it's a little thing like, doing the washing or, doing my hair. So speaking of which, I did go to the hairdresser yesterday. So my hair's looking a lot better. It makes me feel a lot better. So as I said, putting on perfume, a bit of makeup and setting myself little goals to do every day. So it doesn't have to be anything major, just so you can go, yes, I've picked, I've got some of those things off the list. So it's sending little lists. I have also organised, as of last night, a trip tomorrow to go skiing for 2 days because I love skiing and being up in the mountains and the fresh air. I'm hoping that that will allow me to become clearer, a bit more relaxed. So I'm going to it's all about self-care, doing the things that nurture yourself, whether it's getting your hair done, fresh air, doing some activity, for me dancing or skiing, doing some activity like that makes you feel good, and giving yourself little ticks of things that you've achieved. What else I've done in the last few days is that I've also tried to sort out my finances so I know exactly where I am financially so I can move forward. And it may seem, me talking to you now, that I've got it all handled and I'm not having too tough a time, but that's not the case. It is considered one of the most traumatic life experiences that you can have if you lose your job. And some people turn to alcohol. Fortunately, I'm on a diet at the moment, trying to get my weight under control, so I've been able to control any massive amounts of alcohol. So I'm trying to keep focused. The mind is working tricks, going round and round. It is only the morning of day 6. I'm having trouble sleeping, but it is getting better. It is getting better. And again, all I can say is not being afraid to talk to your friends about how bad you're feeling. And that's what's keeping me going at the moment. And every time I find myself going into a slump, I ring someone and talk to them, because it is tough. It is tough for all of us. So keep on going, we'll keep on going, and I'll touch base with you later, again soon. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching Over 50 So What? This channel's for anyone who wants to try a few new things, have a bit of fun in life, maybe get a bit of inspiration about what other people are doing. Be sure to hit subscribe, keep up to date with the latest things that are going on. We'd love to hear your comments below, and anything that relates to the topic of this video would be awesome. Be sure also to like our Facebook page. Life's too short not to have fun. Over 50, so what?